Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 South Florida Open, presented by Tri-Fly Disc Golf. We're here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at Snyder Park for the final round of the FPO division. I'm Sarah Hokom here with Kim Hatcher.
I'm super excited. The final round, we're back at Snyder.
So we played here the first round, and Morgan came out with a super hot -9 bogey-free round to take the lead, and she's had the lead in the tournament ever since. But this round, her sister has also jumped up into the lead card, so we're going to see Jordan in the 4th position, and then myself and Jessica Weese are going to make up the other 2 positions.
Here's Morgan. She's looking great. 11 down through the tournament right now. Forehand dominant player. Sarah looking for that 101 win, trying to make up those 2 strokes.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. Both the sisters have been playing great all weekend, and then you can always expect great work out of Jessica Weese. She plays such a balanced game, both sidearm and backhand.
And Jordan with a hot round yesterday at Markham, so she'll be on lead card with us today. She is the backhand dominant twin.
So that's how you can tell the difference between them. One's going to throw the lefty line, and the other one's going to throw the righty line.
Here we got hole 1, par 4, 378 feet. You want to land right where those trees are, pushing just a little bit forward, landing about here where the camera's at, and having a good solid upshot going. There's a right hyzer backhand, and there's also a gap on the left side. Basket is kind of more than it looks. It's a little push further back and about 20-25 feet from OB with the road behind it. Up first on the tee pad, we've got Morgan. She's throwing her Quake. She throws that all the time. She's not throwing a Zeus, she's throwing her Quake.
Okay, the Quake. Good to know. This catches a little bit of that left tree, kicks her down, but she's in the middle. This is a pyro.
It's a great flight, right into the gap, right where you want to be. Jess also going sidearm. Taking that inside route, just clips that inside tree. That corner is tough. If you don't make the corner, it's not easy to get to the basket.
Yeah, I think I'd rather push it deep than be tucked right.
Morgan going the backhand route, kicking the same tree, but she'll be in the middle of the fairway.
Jess has a really technical shot here going Anheuser. Out of the gap, it looks like she makes it pretty far through. So she's on the front side.
She'll
for
be
a
able
long
to see
look.
the basket. All right, Morgan with her upshot.
Lets it out a little early, so gets kicked down early and has a lot of work left to do to save her par.
Jordan looks like she's going low for a skip route.
Good tree. Yes, gets a nice ricochet there, and that's about 15 feet for the birdie. Morgan in a difficult position. The foliage on this course is very dense and a lot of low stuff, so you don't have a lot of room to work the disc in a full flight.
Sarah going high backhand. Beautiful.
That was a spin. I play catch with that all the time, so it's just really comfortable to try to throw for shots inside that distance.
Morgan just gonna have to lay it up.
That was her Quake again. Same thing that she threw off the tee.
Mm-hmm. Jess with a long look for bird.
There's a layup. Looks like I don't even know if she was giving that a bid. She has kind of that long, like that high Anheuser layup.
Morgan just stays in the basket. She's going to take her bogey on hole 1. This played as the hardest hole all day for round 3.
That surprises me. I can think of holes, I guess because it plays to a lefty. I don't think it's quite as hard as some of the others that we'll see in a few more holes.
Sarah taking a birdie, making it even.
Yeah, so that was a quick change up there where both Myself and Morgan are now tied, and then Jordan tied up Jess with that birdie. So 10s and 6s. But, you know, Jess and Jordan, neither one of them are out of it. There's so many holes left. On to hole 2 is a par 3, 305 feet. It's a fairly narrow fairway with a middle tree that you have to go either left or right of. It plays pretty good to a sidearm. I think most of the airspace is kind of a flexing shot from right to left. But you can put anything up there in the middle as long as you're missing all of the palm trees. It's also really, really elevated. One of the more elevated baskets on the course, and has OB not too far behind it. You probably have about 30 feet. I'm throwing a crave. Little high release.
Here we've got Jordan. Looks like she's going right side with a good turn.
Doesn't come quite as far back as she wants, but she's still got a nice putt to try to get a birdie.
Jess going to left side sidearm gap. Looks like it's just gonna squeeze through.
Do you think she was going that wide on purpose?
I think so. Like, that was such a good flight.
Yeah, and she's right there, 15-footer. Be a nice birdie look.
Morgan also going more of a flex sidearm, comes out a bit early and just clips a tree.
Yeah, she also kind of left it up a little bit high. I wonder if there's a little bit of subtle elevation that we're all kind of missing. This is a shock. I'm trying to put it close. I don't really want to putt on this basket. And I got really lucky. I wondered.
Inbounds.
It looked like it went out of bounds, and I couldn't tell from my angle. So, whew.
Morgan with her quake just gonna get it up there for a putt.
Thank you. It's so close. I know it is.
We don't have little whiskers at the 30 mark, or at the 33 mark, so 10 meters. So we've been ranging it.
Do you remember
all
what you
weekend.
ranged that at?
I think it was like 38.
Ooh, that looks so good.
It was right in that range where you're not quite sure
Thank you.
how far you are.
Just gonna lay up.
Yeah, it's too far of a putt this
It's
early
tall.
this early in the round. I don't want to take worse than a bogey, and I think it could have been if I had tried to make it.
Jess with a solo birdie on the card.
Morgan a little uncomfortable. You can kind of tell the way this is her body language. It's not quite feeling her stroke yet, but there's still time for her to figure that out throughout the round. So she comes away with another bogey. And Jordan with the par. And I get a bogey too. Yay. Some of these holes, you just really got to get up the fairway to expect to get the par.
Definitely. And Jess with the solo birdie of the day.
Nobody else got it.
No one else got it.
Wow. So Jess taking one on Jordan, and then Morgan and I dropping back one, putting Jessica and Jordan in even closer striking range.
We've got hole 3, par 3, 230 feet. It plays more like 260, maybe even 270 since it's so uphill on the cliff. You're gonna want to throw right at the basket. If you try to go the left gap, there is a sidearm gap that I've seen from Morgan, but the parking lot is about 60 feet left of the basket, so it does come in quick if you do miss your line. The island is a fast green too, so something that will land and really stick is what you're looking for. Jess with the box.
Puts it up a little bit high. We did have a right to left crosswind, so that lifted it and left it short, but she's just left of the basket, maybe 25 feet.
Morgan just turns it over and that crosswind just grabs it.
That one is to the Gators. I'm throwing a rhythm here, which is a new 7-speed driver from Axiom.
It's a great flight, very glidey it looks like. Just a little short.
Comes up short but scoots into that wooden area, so have a pretty good putt at it.
Morgan with the sidearm gap. crashed right into the trees. Looks like she landed right on the island. This is not an island green. It just, the basket's on a nice pedestal.
So Jordan having to take a drop zone lie from missing, from never coming in bounds, and that is a couple 100 feet away with a low ceiling, really also plays to a sidearm.
It does, and
so she doesn't really throw. I haven't seen her throw many of those. So she threw it way long and now has a huge comebacker to try to get the bogey save.
the sidearm gap from the red pad is so big. You just want to throw it, but knowing that water is on your right makes it very tricky.
Yeah, this is a very penalizing hole to miss short. Jess with the big putt. That's 2 in a row from Jessica. She's coming with some fire. I've also got a putt. A little high, but sticks. That would have not have stuck yesterday in those Prodigy baskets.
No, it would not have.
Morgan with the easy par.
Jordan
And
taking a double.
Unfortunately, that drops her back a couple.
It's a tough drop zone to really come back and just get a 4.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, I take the lead over Morgan, and Jessica is just 1 behind Morgan, and Jordan drops back to -4. On to hole 4. This is a par 4, 498 feet over water. Look at that beautiful landscape. First shot, you're gonna throw as far as you can over the water without throwing it too long into the water, mostly bailing out to that left side, leaving you a couple 100 feet to approach this pretty guarded pin. There is a ceiling by the pin and OB beyond the pin. It also plays slightly downhill, and today there is a pretty heavy right to left crosswind.
Jess looking like she's thrown very overstable right now. Puts herself up on the hill. She'll have a relatively decent approach to the basket.
Kind of a crappy place to be pinched up against that pole, though, that palm tree. I'm throwing a rhythm again.
Just trying to get it out there.
Yep, just a basic hyzer, not trying to be fancy. All the work on this hole is in the second shot.
Morgan giving us a look at her backhand.
So she does have one.
She does, but she rather hit a 2-inch window with a forehand than hit a giant
I can't
window.
imagine how that might feel.
And we are all safe.
And Jordan with the best lie, I think. It's the most open. It may be a little bit farther.
Morgan looking great, keeping it low. It's going to be a little short. She'll have a good circle 1 look, though. Sarah with the backhand.
Yeah, we're going to go 2 in a row here. I was not comfortable with this shot, but I just worked it out. This is a pyro. I wanted to make sure I didn't throw it too far. And I've got a little 15-footer. Jordan with this nice hyzer, letting the wind push it back.
Really trusting it over the water.
Great shot, 20-footer for the birdie.
And a good one. You don't have to think about the water. It's behind you.
So Jess is all pinched over here on this palm tree. It's so random to kind of land next to them. So she kind of looks like she overturns this, but that disc is super stable. Gets a good skip, rolls back, and is still in circle 1.
Morgan just short for her birdie.
Her stroke is looking a little bit more fluid, so I think she's going to start getting the biscuit in the basket here. Sometimes it just takes a few holes, especially in a final round. She's leading. I don't know how much experience she has with that. We expect it to be a little bit more difficult to make your putts and feel your stroke. And Jordan for birdie.
It was a great comeback from the double bogey she took on the previous hole.
A really fun hole. I really like the
Yeah.
layout of this hole. You can really try to get distance and make that shot easier, or, you know, everyone can throw a 250-foot hyzer and then throw another one.
Yep. The first 4 holes played the hardest all day. It was almost everybody had the jitters.
So I take another one to pad a lead a little bit. I've got 2 strokes over Morgan. Jessica is just 1 behind, and then Jordan got that birdie to catch back up.
Here at hole 5, par 3, 206 feet. We have a tailwind that's coming off of the lake behind us. You're gonna wanna hit the gap right in the middle. I've seen the outside high hyzer on a forehand. And the grass is grippy here, so usually if you're gonna get it down there, it's gonna stick. You can see all the wind in the film.
Yeah, it is interesting how sometimes you're expecting to get a skip and it just sticks in the grass, and other times it doesn't. This is a crave on a baby hyzer.
Great gap.
Jordan up next. Puts it up a little bit high, but sneaks all the way through.
Jordan giving us a look at her forehand.
Right? I thought she's supposed to be the backhand girl.
This hole definitely plays to the forehanders. I definitely
Jess going big.
just clips that tree
Doesn't
right there.
quite get it high enough. That's a tough shot. That takes a lot of distance.
And form. If you mess that up,
This looks great.
Morgan following your line.
Skips a little bit into the trees, but it's close enough. She should be able to kind of navigate through those. Jess with a sonic, doing sonic things.
Beautiful.
Great upshot. She has such control with that disc. Jordan looking from outside the circle. Oh,
Great run.
Thank you.
so close.
Morgan through the little trees on the right and is just right.
Morgan cleaning up her par. Jess also looking to clean up that par. Nice and easy.
Sarah for your birdie. Nailed it.
That was for a turkey and a 3-stroke lead. So I'm at 12, Morgan's at 9. Jessica's just 1 stroke back from Morgan, and Jordan's at -5. Still a lot of golf to play. On to hole 6. This is a par 3, 295 feet. You can't see the basket from here, but it's tucked around a tree that we're moving towards, right by the road. So there is OB maybe 10, 12 feet on the right side, and there is a crosswind coming from left to right. It's a pretty simple shot for a backhand to throw straight and then give themselves a pitch over or a long putt, but it really plays to a sidearm. It's gapped straight for, a shot that's just gonna fade to the right. This is a crave. I turned it over just a little bit, but I'll be pin high with a look.
That road right there kind of gets in your head a little bit. You don't want too big of a skip. You need to get over right. Jordan giving us the backhand look.
Wanted that to turn a little more,
Just comes out a little early.
but it's safe and in the grass and an easy up and down for the par.
Just giving us a whole lot of power, just a little
Whoa!
wide. And it comes back in.
Wow, that's twice now our card has gotten good roll skips off the road. That's great.
Morgan giving us a solid forehand, just a little low.
And the grass kind of just ate it up.
Morgan just laying up, knowing OB is right there.
Jordan doing the same, I think. She wasn't running that, was she?
It looks like a baby run. Like if the wind grabs it and puts it in, you're okay with it.
Jess with a baby run with her sidearm. I'm always she has such a unique version of that approach shot.
What are you thinking here? Are we going for it?
We are going for it, but it comes out of my hand with, so weird. It was not good. It actually kind of worked me a little bit. After I putted like that, I was like, oh no, what's going on? Does my hand attach to my body? So, I'm kind of working through that right now in my head. That was ugly. You better focus on your release point next time you let go of the putt.
This hole was the only hole of the entire day that didn't have one birdie.
Aw,
No one birdie.
it's
this
so
hole.
gettable.
Everyone just tapping out our pars.
So no movement there, even though it's totally gettable hole. Can't get them all. But moving on to a couple gettable holes. Speaking of gettable holes.
Hole 7. Par 3, 215 feet. 2 gaps you can take. You can take that left gap that's gonna go out over the road, or there is a right hand backhand gap. It's a tough gap to hit though from where you're at, and if there's wind, it's even harder. So I've seen a lot of people just go that left side with a nice little sidearm. It's only 215.
Have you seen anybody go backhand up that left side?
Maybe Jordan? Maybe Jordan will?
It's technical. I don't know if it's really there. You kind of need the skip. I'm throwing a pyro. This guy on the bike is working me a little. I'm hoping this comes back in. I released it way too low.
That's in.
Yeah, and that's a really bad spot. It's really bad. You can't see the basket. Yeah, you'll see. Oh gosh. And Jordan's up next, going with the sidearm. So not her favorite shot, but she's gonna try it anyway.
Little high, but it gets through.
She's got a look.
She has a look.
Seems like it paid off.
Jess also going sidearm.
Gets the skip, parks the basket,
Love
little
that.
10-footer.
And here we have Morgan.
Puts it up high to get that fade. And it pushes a little deep. She'll have a look. Yeah, so I'm throwing a matrix roller here. This is not comfortable, because if it hits that ground wrong, it can do bad things. Concrete is not that easy to roll on. Okay, well, we got a 12-footer. Crisis averted.
Here we have Morgan for her birdie.
Very nice. Great
Squeaks it
putt.
in. Jess with her birdie as well.
Yeah, she parked it. And this is a great improvement from the last time we played that hole, because she ended up going out of bounds and then having a really bad lie on her inbound stroke. So she got some revenge on that hole.
Jordan with her par. 2 pars, 2 birdies.
So Morgan and Jess getting a stroke on the card on that one. So Morgan getting back a stroke from the leader, Jess continuing to climb. On to hole 8, this is a par 3, 262 feet. Really plays to a backhand flex shot that's gonna travel from left to right and then hook up before the road. There is a road that's really close, it's probably 20 feet. So it's easy to throw it past and be out of bounds. But it does go slowly uphill, so it's a chance that you'll catch the hill and not go too far. So I like to throw this a little farther than you should to try to get there. It's really tough for a lefty though.
Definitely
So-
lines up more for a righty.
Definitely see backhands from Jess and from Jordan.
Just trying to go the Anheuser route.
Morgan will throw the sidearm.
Get
I
it
think
a
she's just
little
trying to
too
punch
high.
it. I think she's trying to punch it out to the right side and not try to park the basket, which I really like that play. This is a relay. Trying to throw a flip up, but this turns too much.
Definitely a tough hole.
Yeah, I mean, I got to it in practice, but the wind's a little tough, and it's really technical line, so can't hit them all.
Jordan just turning hers over a little too much. She'll be on the edge.
And she's opting for a sidearm approach. Puts it pretty close. That should be makeable. And Morgan pitching up from that right side. Leaves a little meat on the bone. And Jess with that touchy little sidearm approach. And yeah, I mean, it looks like it's got so much control on her wrist now. This is from about 40 feet.
Worst sounded disc golf. Just gonna keep saying it.
I'm just happy I hit something.
Jordan with her par look.
And it came out of my hand with, good touch. So there's worse ways to miss a putt.
Morgan taking her par as well. Just par city over here.
Just having a FPO barbecue. So no movement there. But we're almost halfway through the round, and we have had a lot of movement. And look at it, we've got 3 players within 3 strokes right now with 9 more holes.
And we're back. We've got hole 9. This is a par 4, 462 feet. You want to throw your drive off the tee pad, whether it's forehand or backhand, and just land around here, if not maybe even a little further. And then you're going to throw your drive about 200 feet down this alleyway. The basket is actually in a good position. It's got a tree behind it, kind of creates a backstop. Sets up nicely for a par 3, but definitely a par 4 hole.
And then that road is on the right as well. That kind of creeps up as you're approaching the green.
Just telling her disc what to do.
It looked perfect until it kind of just caught that tiny little branch up top.
Morgan going forehand, doesn't hold the line.
This needs to sit. Ooh, wow.
And that's in though. She's gonna be in a tough spot.
I'm throwing a relay. Trying to kind of just bend it up the fairway. It was a little bit low, but middle is good. And Jordan going with the backhand. This is the
That's what you want to do.
This is the ideal line.
You passed it. That ideal spot. That'll line you up perfectly for just a good, simple approach.
To throw a little flex with a reactor. Again, a little bit low, but I'm happy it's in the middle.
That alleyway definitely has no more grass. It's all dirt and discs just go.
Morgan trying to hit that gap with the sidearm, but it kicks off a tree and ends up
out of bounds
in the road. Jess is trying to turn this over.
Just
and
goes
she
with
does,
it.
but it kicks out. Okay. She ends up in the middle, and that should be a simple approach. Straight at it.
Jordan showing us her forehand.
And this is just her second shot. This is where her drive landed, so you can see how great that drive really was. That needs to sit. That road's over there. Well, it is too...
Looks good. We're good. We're good.
Right. And that'll leave her a putt from pin high.
Jess with the Sonic. Sliding right in there. Morgan looks like she's going the back way.
Found a little hole.
This is for your birdie.
Long look. A little bit high, but I was happy with the touch on the putt. So confidence is rising, even though I'm not making putts yet. Jordan.
Just short.
That'll be an easy par putt from right under the basket. Morgan for bogey after going out of bounds on that second. And just for par. I think this is one of my favorite holes on the course.
I like this hole too. It's
even though
technical.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
I really like how it plays. There's a lot of things going on.
And you feel great when you get a 3. You're like, awesome, I did that. Ellen Woodboom was throwing rollers off the tee pad.
I watched her attempt it in the first round, and it didn't really work out. Did she put a better one down?
Yeah, she did.
Nice.
She got into a really good position.
So that was just the front 9. I'm in the lead at -12, and Morgan and Jess are knotted up at 9, only 3 strokes back. We've seen some couple good things out of Jordan, so I'm excited to see what happens on this back 9.
Here's our leaderboard.
Look at Ellen. She has really popped up there.
Ellen
She's
was
also
shooting great.
contending. She's the reigning champ. There's a dog park right by the thing that all the folks can check out. These are all these iguanas. So check this out. Go give Ace Run Pro a like and subscribe to their page. And we will see you in a little bit on this back 9. It's going to be a battle. I'm Sarah, here with Kim.
Follow us on Instagram at kim.the.great and Sarah at
sarahhokom.com.